Hello students, in this video let me begin with the new concept, that is the very much awaiting moment, that is trigonometric functions. In the previous video I gave confirmations that mathematical induction chapter comes to an end. With this we covered sets, second unit relation and function, and third unit mathematical induction. Now onwards, let me start our journey with trigonometric functions. But trigonometric functions, if you study from top end, then it is good. That is, let me start with the very much basic idea. They have framed a syllabus in such a way that we should get an in-depth idea in trigonometric function. So, in this trigonometric chapter, you will study what is angle, what kind of angles you have, maybe positive angle, negative angle. Then you have variety of measuring angle. What are the different kinds of measuring angles? What are the measures of measuring angles? Then you will study some theorems in that trigonometric chapter under degree measure, radian measure, that you will get to know. Then you will start with problems based on theorems. So I will not reveal everything now only. You will get interest while studying this concept, and you only will ask yourself question what next and what we will going to study in the upcoming videos. So let me begin with the new unit, trigonometric function. See, in the title only it has it gives you some sort of ideas, but we will study. So usually trigonometry, it's nothing but trigonometry. If I take this word, trigonometric function, it divides, if I divide it into two parts, it is nothing but, if I make two compartments, the one compartment is trigono and second compartment is metric. Now what do you mean by trigono? Trigono is nothing but measurement of triangle. That is, it may be angles of a triangle, sides of a triangle. Metric means what? Measure. Therefore, when I join these, it means trigonometric, measures of angles of a triangle or measures of sides of a triangle. Or, in short, I want to tell you, trigonometry is a study of triangles. Yes, in your lower classes you have studied SAS theorem, triple S theorem, sides of a triangle, angles of a triangle, sum of a triangle leads to 180 degree. I guess you might have studied about trigonometric functions. What is sine theta? What is cos theta? What is tan theta? What is cot theta? What is secant theta? What is cosecant theta? That all you have studied. Yes? Why sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse only? Why cot theta is cos by sine only? What is the relation between tan and hypotenuse? What is the relation between tan, cot, cosec, sine, secant, cos? Yes, you all are studying. Whether with all triangle can I define these functions, or with particular triangle only I can define 6 trigonometric functions. You know 6 trigonometric functions: sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant. Whether they can define with the right angle triangle, or you can define these functions with any of the triangle. That all thing you have studied. But in this syllabus, you are going to study in detail about these things. So, to start with that in detail concept, let me begin with a very much basic criteria. Let me start with your syllabus. What they have given the syllabus is they have started with very basic criteria. Okay, I told you what is trigonometry, right? So let me begin with what do you mean by angle? I guess you have studied many times angles. Yes, you have studied angles many times. You heard 30-degree angle, 60-degree angle. Sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degree. Why it is like this? Why that 180 degree? What is that 120 degree? All these are angles. What do you mean by angles? That is very important, right? What do you mean by angle? So, to define angle, there are many definitions you will get. If you refer textbook, if you go browse any content, you will get many things. So I have some basic idea about angle. Okay, so I want to tell you what is the difference between these two. Okay, I can call the very first one as line, yes, and second one as ray. If I take this as A point, B point, if I take this as O point, A point. What is the difference? This particular can extend in both directions in an infinite way. But ray is nothing but it has one point and you can extend only in one direction. Yes, so here you can drag in both directions. That's the difference between line and ray. Now, to define angle, I will make use of ray. How I will define it? So, the very first terminology in trigonometry is angle. What do you mean by angle in a trigonometry? What I will do here is consider a ray A. I will take the starting point as O and this I will mark as A. If this ray rotates about its initial point and takes some position OB, then angle AOB is generated. Okay? Say for example, if the ray OA, this is the notation for ray, right? If the ray OA rotates about its point O, if the ray OA rotates about its point O and takes position OB, then angle AOB, this is the notation for angle. I guess you might have studied many times. Some textbook or they write like this also notation. So both are same. Usually I will prefer this notation, angle AOB. This also right only, but I am comfortable with this. Then angle AOB is generated. Yes. So how to draw it in a picture way? Take O. I will consider one ray with that point. Mark it as a O. A. Now, if this ray rotates about its point, or it may go in this direction also, upward. It may go upward. Say for example, if this is the line, that is, if this is the ray OA, if it moves this much distance and stop it there. Say for example, if this moves like this. Yes. Some part is created also. That gap is created, it is called angle. Means if this ray OA rotates about this point and takes some position, suppose if we stop here, I will take one more line. This is OA, this is OB. Some gap is created, right? That gap is called angle. to define in a proper way. If the ray OA rotates about its point O and takes a position OB, then angle AOB is generated. Okay. Now the question comes in our mind. Okay, I can rotate upward. It may come down also. Take for example. If it goes up, I have defined right now. It may come like this also, or you can stop here. If this is O, this is A, this is P, this is also gap, but it rotates in this direction. This is in upward direction. How to define circle? That is, I will explain you now. But before this, I want to tell you one more terminology in this angle is, if this is a ray, okay, fine. If I will consider this as in this direction, upward, I will take one more direction. This is O, A, this is B. Okay, let me not to take same, let me take big change in that. I will move in downward direction. This is, I will call it as a B. First one is upward direction, I am moving upward, I am moving down. Therefore, this line is called initial side. And this is end node, we call terminal side. So this is starting point, this is end point. But in this case, this is starting point, initial side. And this particular end point, after rotation, it stops here. It's called terminal side. But this is very important. Here arrow mark is upward, but here arrow mark is downward. What is the significance of this arrow mark? What it wants to say? I will tell you in very simple word. If this ray meets OB by rotating anti-clockwise direction, we all know if this is the clock in your house, we all know this is the rotation of clock. Yes. If this rotates in this direction, it is called clockwise direction. And if I take reverse, it is called as anti-clockwise direction. So, if initial sides meets terminal side by rotating in an anti-clockwise direction, the angle is said to be positive. This is most important. And if initial side meets terminal side by rotating in a clockwise direction, see, this is the clockwise direction and this is the anti-clockwise direction. If initial side meets terminal side by rotating in an anti-clockwise direction, angle is said to be positive. If initial side meets terminal side by rotating in a clockwise direction, the angle is said to be negative. Therefore, in trigonometry, you will have 30° also. You will have minus 30° also. That means to say that the angle between two lines or two sides is 30° because it rotates in an anti-clockwise direction. Why it is minus 30°? To meet the terminal side, initial side travels by a clockwise direction. Understood? Therefore, if initial side meets terminal side by rotating in an anti-clockwise direction, angle is said to be positive. For anti-clockwise, angle is positive. For clockwise direction, angle is always negative. That is about positive angle as well as negative angle. So if you travel, if this is the initial ray, if it travels in this direction, it is called anti-clockwise. Therefore, angle is positive. But if that travels in a clockwise direction, angle is said to be negative. For anti-clockwise, angle is positive. For clockwise, angle is negative. That thing you have to keep in mind. And these two are initial side, terminal side. If initial side means terminal side, by rotating in an anti-clockwise, angle is positive, therefore arrow mark is negative. And if initial side means terminal side, by rotating in a clockwise direction, angle is said to be negative. Okay? Now, that's about angle. Why I am repeating these things again and again is this plays a major role. Again, you should never commit mistake in future while I am taking advanced content. So this is very one of the foundation, okay, for you in trigonometry. Now I want to teach one more very interesting concept, that is regarding quadrant. I guess you heard about this in analytical geometry. Quadrants. Might you have heard in your lower classes. So what do you mean by quadrants? That is very important in trigonometry, because though it is very simple, it plays a major role in your upcoming concept. So that is very important concept. Now let me explain what do you mean by quadrant. So what is quadrant is? I will take two straight lines. One is x dash between O. I have considered x axis. Now I will take positive y, negative y. So if the line xo x dash, yo y dash, if I consider, we all know this is you studied in the coordinate geometry, Cartesian plane. Yes. So what is you may ask the question, sir, what is new in that? Teach us different something. Yeah. If xo x dash and yo y dash is two straight lines which are at a 90 degree, or let me use technical word, which are at right angles. Yes, which are at right angle, which divides plane of paper into four compartments. Yes, if I consider this is a plane, I have okay, better I will use plane, not plane of paper, because it's a board where there is a plane of not. Yes. If xo x dash and yo y dash are two lines at right angles, divides plane into four compartments, then that four compartment namely xo x y. This is called as first quadrant. Yo x dash, it is called as second quadrant. X dash o y dash, is called as third quadrant. You are getting my point? And lastly, y dash o x is called as fourth quadrant. You may ask the question, sir, why it is only first quadrant? Why not this first? It is because of the incidence. Okay, we can't ask why circle has 360 degree rotation. We can't question that, because earlier, nowadays, because of the technology, we will say 1 year means 365 days. But earlier, because this trigonometry is a contribution of Greek and Egypt, okay, civilization. They studied lot about trigonometry, and in their civilization, 1 year means 360 degrees. 1 year means 360 days, not like us that we will say 1 year means 365 days. Earlier, they have considered 1 year as 360, and 1 year means they thought that it's a circle, means one rotation. Therefore, they have considered one circle means 1 year, that 1 year is 360 degree means obviously circle also have 360 part. And for calculation, compared to 365, 360 is very simple to calculate, because we divide 360 into 4, 90, 90, 90, 90. Yes, but when you take 365, you will get some in fraction. We usually avoid fraction, right? You know this. Therefore, to make calculation easier, it is the tradition that we started circles one revolution with 360 degree. Therefore, it is ancient stuff, because for their work to be easy, they did some technique, they used some technique. So same technique they have used here. So if you take these two lines, it divides the plane into 4 compartments. That 4 compartments are X, O, Y, which is first compartment or first quadrant. Y, O, X dash, it's the second compartment. What is the second quadrant? X dash, O, Y dash is called as third compartment. What is the third quadrant? And Y dash, O, X is the fourth compartment called as fourth quadrant. So I write here first quadrant. Okay, this is second quadrant. This is third quadrant. Last one, fourth quadrant. And one more thing I will tell you, don't simply watch my video while I am teaching something. Take notebook, pen and try to make your own notes. Don't depend on me all time. So try to make your own notes. So it will help some way. Okay. So we got 4 compartments. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay. That's about quadrant. Now, just now I taught you about angles, positive angle, negative angle that we study. Usually we will consider positive angle. Now, in your syllabus, they kept very important, very interesting part, that is system of measuring angle. The very next concept in your syllabus is system of measuring angles. System of measuring angles. Why it is useful? Now, many times we pronounce. I guess in the lower classes, you study 30 degree. Yes? And in your lower classes, you study pi by 3. Yes? Pi by 4. Yes? Pi by 2. Yes? We used to say 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, 120 degree, 135 degree, 180 degree, minus 10 degree, minus pi by 3. What are all these things? What is the significance? Whether they are same? What is the relation between them? That to study such concept in trigonometry, they developed a 2 measure of angle. One measure is degree measure. Second measure is radian measure. How to use degree measure? How to use radian measure? What is the difference between them? Which is most powerful? That we will discuss through this concept. Okay? So there are 2 ways of measuring angle. There is system of measuring angle. The very first method is degree method. It is 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree. We will pronounce no. So that is degree method. And we will pronounce this also. Pi by 3, pi by 4, pi by 2, minus pi by 3, pi by 6. They are all called as radian method. What is the use of that? Where it will applicable, that we will study now. So there are 2 measuring angle. One is degree measure and second one radian measure. Degree measure and radian measure. So let me start with first degree measure, and when we get a satisfied idea about degree measure, then we will pass on to the radian measure. So let me start with degree measure. What do you mean by degree measure? Many times you will say 30 degree, many times you will say 45 degree, you will say 60 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 120 degree. What do you mean by? See, let me explain you in a very simple concept. Okay? See, I will consider one circle. Okay? It's not that much exactly round. So, but we have to consider one circle. We will take diagram in this way. I will take this as x, positive x, this is negative x, positive y, negative y. Now, sometimes we will say, think that I don't have any compass with me, so I'll take this as 30 degree. Usually we all know this is a 90 degree. If you tilt a bit, this particular angle is of 2 seconds, I will consider it as a 120 degree, right? What do you mean by this? Can you think on it? What you are observing here? If I take this particular angle, you will say it is 180 degree, right? If you tilt a bit, it may be again, maybe 240 degree, 260 degree. If you come here, it is 270 degree, 90, 90, 90, 270 degree. If you complete one revolution, the total angle is 360 degree. Then what do you mean by 1 degree? What do you mean by 30 degree? Can you explain? Can you guess? Can you guess please? I wrote here 30 degree. I wrote here 120 degree. See? I will explain as I repeating you again and again. Don't simply watch my videos. Make notes on it. I may ask any kind of question in your text, upcoming test. So don't simply watch videos. Okay? So degree measurements. I'll write if rotation from initial side to terminal side, if rotation from initial side to terminal side is 1/360th of revolution, then angle is set to have measure of 1 degree, and it is denoted by 1, a small circle over the head. Now you have got this definition. Degree measure means what? They have defined 1 degree. If you know 1 degree, then only you can define for 30 degree. Okay. If rotation from initial side to terminal side is 1/360th of revolution, the angle is said to have a measure of 1 degree. What do you mean by this means? So this is a circle, and I told you this circle has 360 parts. 1 part, 2 part, this is 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 part, 5 part, 6 part, 7 part, 8 part, 9 part, 10 part, 11 part, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. It has totally how many parts? It has how many parts? It has totally 360 parts. If you consider this circle for time being as a watermelon, they have divided this watermelon into 360 parts. Just imagine how tiny a part is. In that 360 part, if you take one part out, it will become a 1 degree. Means if rotation from initial side to terminal side, means it is like this. If it have 360 part means, and here somewhere it has to start. If I take this small part, 1 part and 2 part, 3 part, 4 part, 5 part, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, till here it will become 360 degree. If rotation from initial side to terminal side, that rotation for time we will take anti-clockwise only, because anti-clockwise means positive, clockwise means negative, right? Therefore, for timing I will take anti-clockwise because anti-clockwise I will get positive answer. If rotation from initial side to terminal side is 360th, means out of 360 I have taken one part. Okay, just you imagine for getting 30 degree, how much elevation you have to take? For one rotation, it is for 1 degree 1 by 360. For 1 degree 1 by 360. Just think to get 30 degree, how much elevation? Just you think on it. If rotation from initial side to terminal side is 1 of 360th revolution, the angle is said to have a measure of 1 degree and usually it is denoted by 1 degree. This is a rotation of 1 degree. Okay? Now, see, I will write something, later I will explain. Each degree is divided into 60 equal parts and called as minutes, and each minute is divided into 60 equal parts and called as seconds. Hope so you understand. Now I have to imagine how tiny that degree or how tiny the minute second is. We all know when you watch your wall clock or simply a clock, the second, okay, that it will blink, within a fraction of second, it will walk. It won't wait for us. Now I spoke, finished, that 2 seconds, 3 seconds got over. That much quick it is. Means what they did is, I will explain you now. If you consider a circle like this, right? If this is some initial side, think that for time being I will take this much as 1 degree. I will take this part as 1 degree. Think, because if I draw small, no, I can't explain further point. So in that 360, I have taken one part, that is 1 out of 360, that is 1 degree. That each degree is divided into 60 equal parts. Okay, that part what they divided, no, they call it as a minute. Each degree is divided into 60 equal parts and called as minute. Further, so this is a minute, 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 this is a minute. All together will give you 1 degree. Got my point? Means they divided 1 degree into 60 equal parts. Again, they have taken 1 minute, they divided that minute into again 60 equal parts. How imagine, just to imagine how small the part is. Therefore, each degree is divided into 60 equal parts called as minute, and each minute is divided into 60 equal parts called as seconds. Means, again I will draw one more diagram to give you the clarity. See, this is the circle. Consider that it has a 360 part. I have taken one part among them. It won't be that much big. Okay? For timing, this particular is 1 degree. They divided 1 degree into how much part? 60 equal parts. 60. I can't draw here 60. Okay? They have divided that 1 degree into 60 equal parts. Again they consider 1 minute, 1 part. Again they divided that 1 part into 60 equal parts. In 1 degree, 60 equal part. Again that in 60 equal part they have considered 1. Again they divided into 60 equal part. Therefore, that all 60 parts gives you 1 minute, and 1 degree, again all 60 parts gives you 1 minute. Okay? Therefore, I will say 1 degree. Okay? And one thing I will tell you, degree is denoted by this notation. Okay? Minute is denoted by this notation. This is notation for minute. Slant bar. Or some textbook they will write like this also. What I say? Second is denoted by this some textbook. Double or like this. You may draw slant or straight. Usually they will do this only. For degree, round, minute, 1 bar or 1 line. For second, 2 lines. Therefore, I can say 1 degree means 60 minutes. Keep in mind, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Okay? To get 1 degree, you want 60 minutes. And to get 1 minute, you want efforts of these 60 seconds. I told you, no, in a circle, if you consider 1 degree, they have categorized into 60 equal parts. That 60 minutes gives you 1 degree. And in that 1 degree, you categorize again 60 part. No? That 60 part ka contribution, that is, that each part is divided into 60 part called as second. That 60 second ka contribution gives you 1 minute. Therefore, it is very much small part. That's why when I blink my eyes, it may be a 3 second, 5 second. It is very quick. Therefore, this is the story of degree measure. 1/360th of revolution is 1 degree. If you add 60 minutes, it gives you 1 degree. If you add 60 seconds, it gives you 1 minute. Keep in mind this important thing. This is very important. This notation is for degree. This notation is for minute. This notation is for second. 1 degree, 60 minutes. 1 minute, 60 seconds. Okay, so that's about degree measurement. Let me repeat. If rotation from initial side to terminal side is 1/360th of revolution, revolution means rotation, then angle is said to have measure of 1 degree and it is denoted by 1 degree. Okay. Each degree is divided into 60 equal parts called as minutes, and each minute is divided into 60 equal parts and called as seconds. With this idea, we define degree as this notation, minute as 1 bar, second as double bar, and finally 1 degree is 60 minutes, 1 minute is 60 seconds. That's about degree measure. Now, degree measure got over. Let me explain you what do you mean by radian measure. Okay, note down these things. Now, let me explain you about the second part, radian measure. What do you mean by radian measure? Where it is useful? That we discuss now. See, I think so you got some clue about this method. Just check. Usually we will say degree means 30 degree, 40 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, or minus 30 degree, minus 45 degree, minus 120 degree, minus 360 degree, or 360 degree. Sorry. But when it comes to reading method, might you have observed like pi by 3, pi by 4, pi by 2, pi by 6, pi by 12, 5 pi by 12, etc. etc. That all measures are called as radian measure. But why the name radian? Can you think? Trigonometry is all about thinking, abstract way. If you simply accept or if you blindly accept, it won't help. Okay, what is radian measure? Just if you take first 4 digit, it is radi, and we all studied in a circle because trigonometry somewhere it will make use of circle also to study its extension part in triangles. Rotation 360 degree circle, and if you consider neatly, it is an circle only. So here, this part, radi, we all studied in a circle, radius. Yes? So, somewhere they used radius concept to define radian method. Now I will ask you, radian method, it is the angle subtended at the center by an arc of circle whose length is equal to radius of circle. Okay, and it is denoted by 1. Don't write around now. There is small letter c over 1. Therefore, it is the angle subtended at the center by an arc of circle. What is the speciality of that arc? That arc length is same as radius of the circle. And if you got that angle, it is called as 1 radian. Radian is usually denoted by a small c over 1. So, it is 1 degree. This is round. This is 1 radian. Mention neatly. Now, let me explain. Therefore, this arc length is same as radius, no? That's why they have given name radian. Understood? Let me explain how they will make use of this. If you consider this as a circle, what they will do usually, think that this is the radius of a circle. It has certain length. Say for example, it has 2. Okay? I will fix this. Think that I can't show that much big line here. Okay. Think that otherwise I draw one more so that you will get a clarity clearly. This is a circle. This is the radius. This is O, this is A, this is the radius R. Now I will fix this point A. Fixing means it is not moving. I will fix A, I will move this part in this direction. Okay, observe this thing practically. It will stop somewhere. Where it will stop means, if its length is 2 centimeter means, it will stop at a distance of 2 centimeter only. Think that if it is around 2 centimeter length, when I rotate it in this direction, it will stop at that same length only. Think that it stopped here. Then I will take this as a, this is a B, this and this part I will join. Some angle is created. That angle is called as 1 radian. Therefore, it is the angle subtended at the center by an arc of circle, yes, whose length, this arc length, is equal to radius of the circle. That arc length is equal to radius of the circle, and it is denoted by 1 radian. Hope so you understand. Understood? So this is one of the very interesting and very important concept in radian method. When you take a circle, when you take its radius as r unit, when you rotate it and it takes some position here, whose distance, that arc length is same as radius of the circle, I'll join this part, I'll consider this particular angle is called as 1 radian. Radian is an angle whose measure based on radius of the circle. Therefore, it is the angle subtended at the center by an arc of length is equal to radius of sphere. Therefore, in radian, what will happen? This arc length is always equal to radius of the sphere, and it is denoted by 1 radian. Therefore, note down this definition. It is the angle subtended at the center by an arc of circle whose length, that arc length, is equal to radius of the sphere. Say for example, it is 2 centimeter, it will rotate in such a way that it will stop at a distance of 2 centimeter only. Okay, think that it is a 2 centimeter. When you fix this A and make it to rotate in this direction, it will stop at a distance of 2 centimeter. Therefore, then you got a new destination, that is point B. I'll join this B, some angle, some gap is created, that gap is called as 1 radian. Therefore, in degree measure, what we studied is one revolution. If you take one part, 1 degree, that 1 degree is divided into 60 equal part called as minute. Again, that 60 minute, I will take 1 minute. Again, they divided that 1 minute into 60 small part called as 60. That is minute, the seconds. Therefore, 1 revolution, if you take one part, is 1 degree. In that one part, they categorize 60 part. Again, in that 60 part, they categorize into 60 small part. Therefore, 1 degree is 60 minutes, 1 minute is 60 seconds, and just now we studied radian as well. So, just note down the definition about these things. Now, draw this definition. This is A, O, this is B. Now, I'll call this as a 1 radian. Angle AOB is 1 radian, where usually we all know this is arc notation. Yes, ABR, where arc length of AB is equal to radius of circle. So this is one of the very interesting concepts in trigonometry. which is one is degree measure, another one is radian measure. Okay, so just note this. Now we will discuss few derivation, few theorems. You studied Pythagoras theorem, all theorems in trigonometry. Now here we will not study Pythagoras theorem. We will study some theorem based on this radian as well as degree measure. In today's video, I will discuss only one theorem. In upcoming video, let me discuss its extension part. Okay. So let me start with first theorem. It is based on radian measure. Radian is a constant quantity. We all know, but we need to prove it. Radian is a constant quantity. How to prove? For proving this, what I will do? I will consider one circle. Okay, this is center. This I will take A. Just now I told, if I take this as a radius, it will rotate and it will stop at a distance of r unit only. It gives a new distance b, and that gap is called as 1 radian. Okay, I will extend this part. Okay, and I will call this point as C. So I'll write explanation here. Consider circle with center O and radius R. Okay. Now consider a point A. Okay, and cut off an arc of length equal to radius of circle. So I consider a point A. I will cut off an arc, that is ABR, whose length is equal to radius of the circle. Now produce OA so as to meet C. I have produced OA so as to meet C. So I guess you got this construction. Now I'll write one thing. You studied this in your lower class, might be you studied in 9th or 8th standard. You got two angles now. One is angle AOB, another angle AOC. So write angle AOB divided by angle AOC is equal to what is the arc corresponding to angle AOB? AB. What is the arc corresponding to angle AOC? You may call it as an ABC arc, or you may call it as directly AC arc, which you feel comfortable, you follow. I will call usually it as an AC arc. This is an AB arc. This you studied in your 9th or 8th standard. Angle subtended at the center of the circle corresponding to arc of that circle. Okay, angle at the center of the circle is proportional to arc subtending them. So this is the reason. Angle subtended at the center is proportional to or angle at the center of the circle proportional to arc subtending them. Yes, you studied this concept. For this angle AOB, arc subtending is AB. For this angle AOC, arc subtending is either ABC or you may call it as an AC. Yes. Now, what do you mean by AOB? AOB is equal to 1 radian, right? 1 radian divided by what is angle AOC? Angle AOC is nothing but a straight angle. What is a straight angle is 180 degree, which is equal to what is arc AB? We all know that arc length is same as radius of the sphere. We'll call arc divided by what is arc AC or arc ABC? See, we all know that this is a complete part of the circle. Complete part means we will consider circumference. What is circumference of a circle? We all know circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. But I am not taking complete part. I am taking half of that. What is the half of that? Pi r. Therefore, AB means r because this length is same as radius. ABC or AC means half of whole, which is pi r. Yes, I will cancel r and r. You got 1 radian divided by a straight angle means 180 degree, or keep it same only. A straight angle, if you confuse, which is r get cancelled 1 by pi, which implies 1 radian is equal to cross multiply a straight angle upon pi. We all know that straight angle means 180 degree. 180 degree is also constant. Pi means usually you take either 2 ways. One is 22 by 7 or 3.14. Both are constant only. Therefore, constant over constant gives you constant only. Therefore, that constant is same as radian. I can say radian is a constant quantity. So, how I prove? By using the concept of a circle, and I use some concept of your lower classes. That's about this theorem. So, we proved that radian is a constant quantity. So, I took one circle, I constructed arc whose length is same as radius. Then I took a concept of your lower classes. Angle AOB arc is AB, angle AOC arc is ABC or AC. Angle AOB means 1 radian, angle AOC means a straight angle, that is 180 degree. AB arc means r, ABC arc means half of the circumference, that is pi r get cancelled, 1 by pi. Straight angle I multiply divided by pi. Straight angle means 180 degree, which is constant. Pi means also a constant, constant over constant. I got reply as constant. Therefore, 1 radian is constant, means I write radian is constant quantity. That's about today's session. In the upcoming session, we will discuss another interesting theorem in this part. Till then, just go through once again all these concepts, because now onwards concept will become advanced. So just make sure you are very much strong in the foundation. Take care of all these things. Note down all these things. Don't wait for any reply. Just when you watch your video, pause, once again refer, and just note down all these things. They are all very simple, but there is no difficulty level in that. Okay? Take care of all these concepts. Thank you very much. Take care.